We have other breaking developments. Giants lost.
No, they didn't.
They did.
They were up 9-3.
In the ninth inning.
Right.
They lost.
No.
10-9.
They lost 10-9?
Yep.
I was just kind of glancing up because I'm locked in on content, and I saw the bases loaded and Drew Gilbert, number 0 in the program, number 1 in your heart. He hit a double, bases clearing double off the bricks, and then the next guy up got hit by a pitch, which is like the 11th or 17th Giant to get hit by a pitch. And I thought, look at you, Cincinnati. You're getting all mad because you're about to get swept. And the Giants are up 9-3, and I glance up again, and they lost.
They lost. Yeah, there was a grand slam in the ninth, and then there was other stuff too. Scored 7 runs, some errors. Giants are playing a bunch of people nobody's heard of.
Well, I mean, their fan favorite closer, Smith, came in and gave up a bunch of those, right?
Yeah, grand slam.
Yeah, he gave up the salami.
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah, so anyway, the Giants moved up Logan Webb today in the rotation in an effort to get their first sweep of the year and then led 9-3 after 8 innings and did not get their first sweep of the year. As far as the Reds, playing beanball all week long, I can only imagine people have forgotten about this. But if you do remember when the Giants went to Cincinnati earlier this year, there were a lot of problems. There were benches clearing. That is where Eric Miller famously closed out a game and went bleep you and bleep you and bleep you. And in a move that only a husband and wife could admire, the Reds held on to that grudge for months.
Oh, yeah.
And they brought it to Oracle Park this week, where two teams going absolutely nowhere got together, started throwing the ball at each other, and the Giants never really responded. Tony Vitello got thrown out 5 batters into the game.
Oh, yeah. So
he did have that emotion. It's funny. Guru and Evan were leaving at the end of the crossover, and I don't know, they were talking about, somebody bet on something or whatever, and he's like, I think the Giants are, I think they might sweep them today.
Once it was announced that Logan Webb was starting today, lock it up. They're getting their first sweep of the season. Lock it in. Is what Goo said.
And they were up, were up 9-3 after 8 innings. The last thing I said to him as he left the building, I said, Goo, just remember, the Giants bullpen is on the way. And here they are, 7 runs. 7 runs.
Totally.
In the top of the ninth for the Cincinnati Reds. And they win this thing 10-9. I have been wanting to say this all week. I'll say it right now. This is, without a doubt, unequivocally, the worst year that my adult life has ever experienced in terms of San Francisco Giants baseball. So frustrating, in fact, that the frustration is gone. I'm numb. I feel nothing. It's funny, quite frankly, when stuff like this happens. It's like, wow, hey, you're really gonna give up 7 in the ninth? Yeah, it's the worst bullpen I've ever seen.
I mean, they gave up 7 in the ninth, and just the way you were talking about laughing in the face of not adversity, but like, oh my God, what kind of a day? Like, I told you the story before when I got fired and then I got a parking ticket. All you could do is go out there and take pictures with the person who's giving you the parking ticket and laugh because it's that bad. And this Giant season is that bad. So just when you think you're going to pull off a sweep, and you've talked about it yesterday, and I know we wanted to play a game of, who's on the team that wasn't on the team.
It's still coming. It's coming.
I know, but even like looking at this game, you had people doing great things who you'd never have heard of. And then Drew Gilbert, it's like, oh yeah, Drew, I know you. You've been on the team most of the year. He hits the big bases clearing double, and you're thinking, right on, Giants, get the thing done. And Rafael Devers absolutely is on fire. He might end up hitting like 57 home runs. All he does is homer every day. And it's like, okay, Rafi, you're starting to feel like an actual Giant. And even Logan Webb, who was a little bit shaky, he got you to a spot where you still were in the game. And then you mentioned it, the bullpen. And you know what, Mark? Who could have seen this coming? Not Buster Posey. And I mean,
at a certain point, This is not the team Buster Posey put together, obviously.
Well, Spencer Bivens is a guy who came in and gave up a bunch of those.
He wasn't on the team.
No, but he's on the 40, man.
Well, he is now. Sometimes he is, sometimes he's not, whatever. Starting lineup today for the San Francisco Giants. Jonah Cox, Rafael Devers, Oslivas Basabe, Buddy Kennedy, Turner Hill, Andrew Kisner, Kristen Koss, Grant McCray, Shea Whitcomb.
Who went deep?
Yes, he did. That's the starting lineup. The 3-4-5.
Whitcomb, we call him. That's a one.
That's two. The 3-4-5 that the Giants threw at the opponent today, Basabe, Kennedy, and Hill.
You guys want to hear a stat really quick?
Yeah.
That's a stat.
The Giants were previously 2,208 and 0 all time when leading by 6 or more runs entering the 9th inning.
Give me that number again. 2,000 what?
2,208 wins and 0 losses all time when leading by 6 or more runs entering the 9th.
Oh, congratulations, anybody on their way to their car.
History.
You just watched history. For the first time in 2,209 games, the Giants have coughed up a lead of 6 runs or more going into the 9th.
They were 22-08 and 0.
And 0.
Up 6.
Yep, going into the 9th. Yeah. They didn't even get to extra innings. They just lost this one in regulation.
Right. And that thing just, I'd say it escalated quickly, but it wasn't that quick. And there was a push bunt, and then with a wild throw, and then you mentioned the grand slam, and just it kind of went on and on and on. And, you and I are talking, and the game's on 2 screens, and all of a sudden we're doing our thing, and it's 9-4, and I'm thinking, okay, 9-4, whatever. And I look up, it's 9-8.
Uh-huh.
What the hell happened?
The grand slam made it 9-8.
I would figure.
I think they got to 9-8 and nobody was out. It was
correct.
It's 9-3 and then it's 9-8 and there's nobody out.
Well, there's a leadoff splash hit that was maybe the furthest splash hit I've seen in forever.
I've ever seen in my life.
That was a tank.
Okay, imagine you've all seen the camera pan for a splash hit, right? You couldn't see people anymore. There was no arcade. There was no walkway. There were no boats.
Right.
It was just way the hell out there. I've never seen a ball get hit there in my life.
It was retrieved by somebody in Alameda.
Barry Bonds was like, damn. Get the Schmidt out of that one.
It was tanked, and so it's like, okay, whatever, home run. That's fine, 9-4. We'll go ahead and eventually close this thing out.
Who hit
but
that?
Not so much.
Who hit that? Was that Rodriguez?
Yes, his second of the game.
He hit 2? Hector Rodriguez.
I think he now has 3 on the season.
That's correct. He's a 182 hitter.